Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Jim Masters Show, live entertainment lifestyle talk show series. How are all of you doing? It's good to see your smiley faces. Hey, if you're not having a good day, don't touch that dial. That's a real broadcast thing to say, right? That's what we say in TV and radio. And I'm transferring it over now to the internet. Don't touch that dial because we've got an amazing show. We've got recording artist, singer extraordinaire, entertainer, performer. Wears all those hats. Brett PRUNEAU is with us live from Las Vegas, Nevada, on the edge of his departing for the high seas. That's right. He does work with Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines as well. And he's a performer and headliner on the cruise ships, in addition to his work, here on the mainland. And we're going to talk with him. And he and I have so many mutual friends, most of which are of the Irish contingent. Celtic Woman, all of the friends I have that you guys know, Mairead Nesbitt and Lynn Hillary and Alex Sharp and Chloe Agnew and Ola Fallon, they've all been interviewed and guests on our show. All the gang from Celtic Thunder, they've all been here. Phil Coulter's been a guest. Sir James Galway's been a guest. Brett is also in the same circles with all of us together, and wanted to interview him or have him. I don't even call these interviews. I call this a conversation. This is an entertainment lifestyle talk show series. Wanted to have him on for a bit, and we were able to work the schedule out just before he, again, heads out in a day or so to sail away. Sail away. And so it's going to be cool. He's going to join us in just a second. This is an entertainment lifestyle talk show series patterned after the old school talk shows. Think of the people like Dick Cavett, the legends, Johnny Carson, Merv Griffin, Mike Douglas, some of the old school, warm, entertaining talk shows where there's levity and there's good times and anything can happen. And there's variety. Every show is something different. Last night, we had Charlotte Stewart, who starred as Mrs. Beadle on Little House on the Prairie, and she was in Twin Peaks. The night before, we had Marion Ross, who was Mrs. Cunningham on the legendary sitcom Happy Days. Her son, Jim Merskman, was with us, too. He's a brilliant, incredible impressionist, as well as actor-singer. Night before that, we had Judy Norton, who starred in The Waltons. So if you haven't seen any of the recent episodes, check them out. We would also love it if you could subscribe to the channel you're watching. Yes, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That is really important. Reason why is we're building that channel, which is important, and YouTube loves that. And we're doing a lot of cool things with them and with you. So the YouTube channel is the one you're watching right now. It's Jim Masters TV. And you see that red button that says subscribe, right? When you go to our channel, there's no fee, there's no membership. You just click subscribe and that's it. And we love that. So click subscribe and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, and share it. Share the link, put it on your social media, share it with the world. We're always welcoming our international audience in style. So it's good to have you guys here. Also, don't forget to click the notification bell as well. That way there you never miss any of our live episodes of JMS Live, and also those surprise pop-up shows. We have another one coming up in about a day, so look for a pop-up show coming up real soon. So you see it on the bottom of the screen there. That's the YouTube channel. Check that out. We welcome everybody. Of course, we welcome all the lovelies who are watching all around the world. Yeah, that's a word that sort of came about because I was talking a little too fast in the summertime, and out came the word levity, and it was really, really cool. I was saying the show had a lot of light, love, and levity, and I still mention this. I think I still act as if the show is brand new, so I tell this levity story almost every time. I think those of you who watch all the time have probably heard it a million times, but we always get new people watching, so that's why I tell them how the word levity came about. And why you guys call yourselves the Levities, part of our Levity squad. You call me Mr. Levity. This is Levity Hall. Levity was because I said light, love, and levity, and I said the word levity, and it stuck. It stuck. It was really, really cool because especially during the pandemic, we all needed more levity. We still do. Please drop a like and a thumbs up on this episode on our YouTube channel. I know you guys like to comment during the live show, and we love that. But on the actual YouTube channel itself, if you could click the thumbs up sign, drop that like, and also a comment. Leave a comment if you enjoy this episode or any of the over 400 episodes we've done of the Jim Masters Show live. Drop a comment and hit that thumbs up. We would appreciate that. So again, hope you guys are having a good day. We were busy today on the air with my professional work, and then we got in a couple of nice laps, a nice run along the coast. Posted a picture on social media just about 20 minutes ago, I think, where we were on location. Beautiful day, stunning. It's like 68 degrees, sunny, no humidity. Really beautiful here in the northeastern United States. As I mentioned, today on the Jim Masters Show Live, we're welcoming a great friend of our show, recording artist and performer. Brett PRUNEAU is live and direct from Vegas just before he sails off. And going to have a great chat with him. We got music too. If you've not heard his voice, he was telling me my voice is great from my work in television radio. He's got a killer voice as well. Wait till you hear it if you haven't heard him. Mary's in Florida. She says, hello, good to see you. Jane is watching in Sweden. Hello to you as well, Jane. And Crystal is watching in Connecticut. Hello, Crystal. Good to see you as well, Crystal. And Juanita in South Africa, good to see you as well. Our audience comes from the United States, Canada, Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa, and all points in between. We're still waiting for Antarctica and for the Arctic Circle. So if you have any cousins there, tell them to tune in. Sherry Larson's here. Good to see you, Sherry. Merlin watching in Ontario, Canada. Christine Clifton is here from North Carolina after her whirlwind trip to New York City. Good to see you there as well. And Kathy Short from Cleveland reporting for duty as well. She tunes in when there's no Cleveland Indian games on. And if there is, she'll watch it in the archives later. Same thing with Kathleen Walker, my good friend Kathleen, who works for the New York Mets. When there's no Met game, Kathleen is here. And if not, she watches it in the archives. Over 400 episodes you can watch in the archives. Good to see you, Kathleen. And Denise is here. Good to see you. Hi, Jim and my lovely family. Good to see you, Denise, as well. And everybody, keep the comments coming as well. Don't forget to also post on the YouTube channel itself. We would love that. Don't forget, we also have a Facebook group for the show, JMS Live, Lovety Hall. It's a very active Facebook group. I try to chime in whenever I can. And you can find me at Jim Masters TV on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, and Facebook as well. Ann Wozniak, Jacksonville, Florida. She's here. Hi, Jim, lovely friends. Hope this has been a wonderful day. Yes, and that wonderful day continues. Let's take a moment to welcome now my very special guest who's joining us live again from Las Vegas. Here's a cool shot. I like that shot. He means business. He's ready to, he's like, let me entertain you. That's what that shot is saying. He's really a prolific performer, and he has been ever since he was a kid, growing up in a small town just outside St. Louis, Missouri, right in the heart of the country, breadbasket. Brett PRUNEAU is a towering vocal force, gifted pianist as well. He focuses his efforts on the medium of voice. He's performed throughout North America, Europe since the age of 17. And for over a decade, he's studied various styles of vocal technique across the world in cities such as Chicago, London, Dublin, New York, and most recently, Salt Lake City. And of course, where his home base is now, Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, under the watch of his mentor, who is somebody that I actually had an opportunity to meet and interview on PBS, Emmy-nominated creator, producer, musical director of the multi-platinum global sensation Celtic Woman, David Downs. Brett was offered a range of exciting opportunities, including recording and performing with the members of Celtic Woman, various tours throughout Europe and Germany, including a sold-out performance at the Munich Philharmonic Concert Hall, and performing a solo concert at the National Concert Hall in Dublin, among others. And he's currently, again, based in Las Vegas and performs regularly on the Vegas Strip. Matter of fact, he's headlined 3 shows at major properties like Planet Hollywood, Caesar's Palace, including a 2-year run as a vocalist in Vegas's longest-running show, 34 years, Jubilee, at Bally's Casino. Currently, Brett continues to tour extensively and collaborates on various recording projects, concert events. He just released his brand new EP called The Real Thing. We're actually going to play a cut from that here on our show exclusively. It's available now on all major music platforms and streaming services. And available right now from Las Vegas, Nevada, is our very special guest, Brett PRUNEAU. Hey, Brett, welcome to the show. Good to have you with us, my friend.
Hi, great to be here. Thanks for having me. This is
My,
exciting.
it is, isn't it? It really is, and it's so cool to have you here, my friend, and especially on the eve by a couple of days of you departing for the high seas, right?
Yeah, I'm heading back out to help Royal Caribbean out with their return to service, which is exciting for not only the cruise industry, but the entertainment industry, just to see the world spinning again.
Yes, I know. It's really been quite a year plus, hasn't it, for anybody who's anybody on the planet, but especially those who are used to going into performance venues and have places to be able to share their craft. All of that has been sort of stopped, shut down. Broadway, Vegas was closed. I mean, everything.
Yeah.
Even in, for us, television studios were closed and under lock and key. You couldn't get into the studios. It was just crazy. How have you been? How have you been dealing with all of it? I know a lot of people that I've been chatting with, especially in the entertainment industry. Some of them, they've had their emotional ups and downs through it all because not being able to do what you love and share it with the world is tough, especially when it's taken away from you due to, this pandemic, which nobody could have predicted, but still you've been sailing through okay.
Yeah, I'm one of the lucky ones, I think, because I realized kind of early on, whenever this happened back what was it, last March, I was scheduled to be heading out with about 9 months solid of bookings. So I was excited. My year was sorted, and then the pandemic hit, and I kind of realized about a month in that this was gonna last a while. So I just redirected all of that anxious energy, and I was like, I need to create, I need to create, I need to create. And so these days I work with a producer in Dublin who's actually done some work with Celtic Woman as well, Brian McGrain. He and I work very closely together. And I called him up. I said, we need to make something. I've got to do something here. So we started working on this EP that I released in November called The Real Thing. And that was really my baby and my project through almost the entirety of this pandemic. So it kept me with a good amount of focus and creativity flowing. And honestly, I consider it to be a huge saving grace.
Oh, yes. Yeah. What a time. And that's the thing, hey, look, I created this show during the
Yeah.
pandemic, and we do it every single day. It's been a result of this situation as well. To sometimes you have to do that, right, Brett? When things are going a little awry, you got to roll up your sleeves and say, okay, well, your talent hasn't disappeared. Maybe the venues and other things have, but the talent is still there. How can I pivot and be flexible and come up with creative ways to still express that? And recording and doing these different things that we all do is a perfect way to do that, right? So as opposed to just pulling yourself under the covers, you said, hey, I need to express myself. I need to keep those creative juices flowing. Let's get out there and create. And that's
Yeah.
perfect.
As I'm getting a little older here, I'm realizing that this industry can be a bit difficult sometimes, to say the least.
Lots of Alka-Seltzer, lots of Tums,
Yeah,
and lots of
yes,
headache
yes.
medicine.
So I'm just learning, you sometimes just got to do the best with what you have. And I knew that I had control of a certain situation, and recording happens to be my favorite part of what I do. Like, I love being in the studio. It's where the magic happens for me. So I was like, look, I can do this. I can make something happen here, and I can still create. And that's what I did, and it was wonderful. I'm so thankful to have had that project to keep my mind occupied.
Oh, absolutely, my friend. Hey, Merlin in Canada already says you're now a Lovety. See,
I'm
that
so
didn't take
happy to be
long.
a Lovety. I love that.
Don't you love it? It's the best. Everybody, I tell you. I mean, when I'm sitting here and I'm telling Marion Ross from Happy Days she's a Lovety, and she's like, "Oh, I love it." It's kind of cool.
I know. I heard that rundown of guests you've had this week.
It's been
I'm
the whole
I'm
year.
honored.
I can't believe we've done over 400 shows, and with the breadth of people that have come through, many are friends of mine. And if not, before the show, we're all friends, and we're like, hey, we can't wait to hang out and have a glass of wine, break bread after, which I know
Yeah.
you and I will eventually do too when you get back from the high seas. But
Well,
Merlin,
we've run into each other so much over the years with all of our friends in common. Like I've known about Jim Masters for many, many, many years, but you know, it's nice to recently connect properly. So
right back at you. And that's why I said,
yeah.
I gotta get Brett on the show. He's a super talent and he's a great guy. April says hello from Brett's hometown.
Oh,
Great to see
April,
you
she's my
here.
childhood friend, one of my dearest childhood friends. Hi, April.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's amazing. Somebody asked if you and I are cousins because we look similar. You never know. If you
Hey,
do your DNA, that could happen, folks.
yeah, 23 and me.
Yeah. I know the Irish in me, that's for sure. You have
Yep,
Irish
I've
in you?
got the same. I do. Yeah. Yep. I think every American has a drop, don't they?
Yeah. Sláinte, right?
We all claim it. Yeah.
Yeah. As he grabs the cup when we talk about Irish. So let's do our toast. Sláinte.
Cheers. There we go.
Yeah.
Sláinte.
Sláinte. Are you on Irish on both sides of the family? I'm Irish on my father's mother's side. They hail from Ireland.
My mom's side. My mother's maiden name is Macaulay. So yeah, that's.
You probably have some Marys and Kathleens and all that in the family. I know we do too.
Yeah. Yeah. Good old Irish.
Peggy's. Let's see. Any date for the new single yet? Stephen asks. Any date for the new single?
Hi, Stephen. I actually just finished up I'm kind of getting some content ready while I'm going to be away for a bit. So yeah, I don't have an official date yet, but I'm looking at probably end of July. We've got a new track, a new video coming out, and then some more music to follow. So thank you for asking.
Yeah, absolutely, gang. We love interactivity here on the show. One of the few shows where there is interactivity like that. So 17 roughly was a big year for you. Tell us about that. Were you always sort of like a kid that liked to entertain and perform and do your thing even younger than that when you were bouncing around the house there in greater St. Louis?
Yeah, I've always been just completely drawn and mesmerized by music. I remember my mom had this tape of Sandy Patty, a Christmas album.
One of the most incredible, underrated voices. Have you?
She's just.
Do you ever hear her do the national anthem?
Yes.
I've never heard it done like that. I've never. I think the only other person probably that I've heard do it where they just knocked it literally out of the park was during the Super Bowl when Whitney Houston did it.
Whitney Houston. That's
the Sandy. There's a video. I don't know if you've seen it. It goes back, I think it goes back to like 1986, and it was when the Statue of Liberty turned 100, and they had this thing called Liberty Weekend in New York. It was a 3-4 day fest of all kinds of major events, and it was an epic production, and there was parades and festivals and fireworks, and the city was alive celebrating the 100th birthday of the Statue of Liberty. The presidents came. The president of France came because France gave us the Statue of Liberty. It was epic. And at the very end, ABC television network, when they were doing their wrap up of the events, Peter Jennings was the anchor, the late Peter Jennings, unfortunately, from World News Tonight. And he said, we found somebody in our newsroom found this tape of this woman by the name of Sandy Patty from Indiana. And she did this rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. We figured we'd play it for you, and they played it, and they edited incredible visuals from that Liberty Weekend in New York, celebration of the Statue of Liberty's 100th. It's on YouTube. Just type in Sandy Patty Liberty Weekend and listen to her voice with the way they edited the shots of the Statue of Liberty and just fireworks. It is epic.
Check that out.
Have you met her? I've always wanted to meet her. She would be somebody I would love to get on the show.
She seems like such a lovely, lovely woman.
Golden voice. It's buttery.
Yeah. She's, I mean, I'm such I have a huge passion for vocal technique and like proper, good, healthy singing. Yes. And she's picture perfect. Like she's
really, yeah. It's just like very, you hear it and you just feel good. You just feel really, really good. So Sandy Patty, you got exposed.
My mom had her Christmas tape cassette, and anytime I was throwing a fit or she needed me to calm down, she would put that tape in. And there was one song in particular. It's Silver Bells. You can find that on YouTube too.
Oh yeah,
by Sandy Patty, and I would I loved her. So I was just always drawn to music, and I started playing piano.
Another voice is Julie Andrews too. Has that sort of perfect, beautiful clarity.
And that's some of the big draw of like like Celtic Woman, whenever it first started, that like completely entranced me, was these voices that were just like bells almost. It's just, I mean, the show has evolved so much now, but that early Celtic Woman show was just such pure classical, like, oh, it's gorgeous.
And with Mairead on the fiddle too.
Yeah,
Incredible Mairead.
So yeah, I've just been drawn to music my whole entire life, and never really sang much until I got into high school. Actually, I was always really focused on piano, playing piano all the time. If I get good grades, I get to go pick out sheet music at the music store and things like that. So music was always a bit of leverage, I think, with my parents for me.
Yeah.
And then I started singing in high school, and I kind of realized I was decent at that as well. And somewhere along the line, my passion just completely switched, and I got really, really focused on singing, and piano kind of took the back seat. Like we've just got this piano pretty recently, because I'm like, I need to dust off my chops again.
That's beautiful. What kind of piano is that?
It's just a Yamaha. You know, it just fits the amount of space I have here for my home studio. It's just a little cute Yamaha piano. Helps me get some
it's nice.
Work done when I need to. Yeah, it's a great size for a smaller space, you know.
Yeah. And do you know the pianist Dino? He was a guest on our show. Dino. He's amazing. Yeah, he leans religious and spiritual, and he's just Dino Kostanakis. He's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. A brilliant pianist.
I feel like I need to get my pencil and paper out.
Yeah, he's in the same world as Sandy Patty and you know, a lot of the greats. He was a guest on the show too. He's a brilliant pianist. Who were some of the so then growing up, starting with the piano, who were some of the pianists that you looked up to that you really enjoyed?
You know, I used to love to go, I'm sure people will remember this, the Candle Shop in like Walmart or something that always had those like piano CDs, like relaxing piano music, or Tchaikovsky, and like so I would just go get those and I would listen to them. So I wasn't even necessarily a pianist in particular, but I just loved the sound of it. I loved really classical music when I was younger, and that's kind of where I found my material. I couldn't tell you who was playing, but I just knew that I liked listening to it, and it made me want to learn how to play. And for my 8th birthday, my parents got me an upright that's still at my home in Missouri, and I started taking lessons from the Mrs. Sloan down the street for $5 a lesson. I would walk down from my house, and it's just a kind of a cute, you know, growing up story, and it really gave me my foundation in music. And I started singing later in life, and that's when I just really got a passion for singing. And I actually started off being a fan of Celtic Woman, and that's how I kind of met David Downs at a concert, actually. I think it was in Chicago. I saw him. I was the kid. I would go into the local studio and record like a demo, and I'd always have my demo with me because you never knew when an opportunity was going to present itself. And so I brought my demo with me to this Celtic Woman show, and sure enough, David was just casually standing by some pillar in the lobby, and I knew exactly who he was. So I marched right up. I introduced myself, handed that CD to him, and I guess it would have been about 2 months later, he wrote me an email and said he listened to it and was impressed and wanted to chat some more, and the rest is history. I moved over to Ireland. I lived there for almost 5 years. And
was it that long? I remember when you were over there, but I didn't realize it was that long. Wow.
Yeah, I was there for a long time.
Did you get a chance to explore where the family roots are too?
Yeah, you know, we're from County Mayo, and got down there. The crazy thing about Ireland is it's smaller than the state of Missouri, so you can drive top to bottom in 3 hours. So Alex Sharp is one of my very best friends, and I spent so much time with her when I was there. So we would go on little trips, and she'd kind of give me the lowdown of things. And
she's coming on the show this Sunday.
That's what she told me. Yeah, that's great.
Can't wait.
Yeah, she's the best. She's a dream.
So she was sort of like your tour guide in a way, showing you the ins and outs of Ireland then when you were there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I like David. David's like my mentor musically, and it was very much a mentor relationship. And then Alex is kind of like my let your hair down and let's watch TV kind of friend.
So David Downs for you was kind of like your David Foster for Josh Groban.
Very much. Very, very much. He gave me a lot of opportunity. He brought me over and taught me everything I know about studio technique, and you know, gave me some of my first really big opportunities, and just introduced me to this world of being a professional artist. I was thrown right in there. So it was a great learning experience. I'm very grateful to him.
What would you say was that first thing, that first opportunity that came your way that really started to launch the career for you, Brett?
There is this really interesting group in Ireland called the Irish Harp Orchestra, and it's this orchestra of harps, and they've got some Irish instruments. And David had gotten involved with this group through another one of our contacts, and they were looking for a vocalist, and I got to go on tour with them as their vocalist, and that took me all around Germany, and I got to perform in these huge. This is where the Munich Philharmonic was. We performed to a sold out audience there. It was just that was the first time where I was like, ooh, this isn't Missouri anymore. This is exciting. This is really exciting.
That's cool. My God, you must have been pinching yourself, huh?
Yeah, it was a really, really great experience. It taught me so much so quickly. And like at the time I was so just eager and excited. I didn't realize like how much was being thrown at me at the time whenever I think if I had known how quickly I'd be thrust into that world, from the get-go, it might have been intimidating or daunting, but I didn't even have time to process it all. I was just, poof, we just did it.
You're just there, right? And that's the best.
Yeah.
Sometimes, when you don't have time to really overthink it, and especially if you strive for perfection, which is what a lot of us do, and one of the things that draws us to these industries. We've been talking about that actually with a couple of guests recently about perfectionism, and we all deal with that from time to time. And so what I told a couple of them, I said, because there was one, my friend George Paris, I don't know if you know him, but he's a popular Greek singer in Athens, and he's done, I think he had a PBS special here, and he's with Mario Frangoulis as well. And he was talking about how he really struggles with perfectionism, and sometimes that can really get, in the way a little bit. So he said, I said, well, here's what I've done over the years. I said, instead of maybe saying perfectionist or striving for perfection, how about striving for excellence? And when I tell people that, they're kind of like, wow, that makes me be able to breathe a little bit more. That's a little liberal. I'm still striving to be, really great at it and striving for excellence, and perfectionism and excellence sort of hand in hand. But just by changing the wording to excellence, it's sort of like lets you breathe a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, but we're striving for excellence. That's a cool thing. Yeah. I thought of it, and I was saying it to people, and like, I'm going to adopt that, and just makes their lives a little bit easier. And we all strive for perfection, right? And it's not so easy.
But the most important thing I'm realizing, as I'm getting deeper into the industry and things, is honesty. Like if you don't have anything to say and really mean it, there's not much point in doing what you're doing. So I can fully admit I struggle very deeply with perfectionism. I like everything to be just the right way. I like to have quality control and all of these things. But at the end of the day, people just want a message, and they want an honest message. And if you can deliver that, I think you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Well, you painted that wall and put the new lampshade on that lamp just for our show, right?
Yes, I did.
It had to be perfect. Hey, I know how that is. We're always tweaking things here too. No, I'm going to put that over there. No, that light should go over there. No, it's like. This
was my COVID project. I was like, I got to do something else. Once I finished that EP, I was like, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do next?
Yeah.
Let's get the paint out.
Exactly. Strive for excellence. Christine struggles with that. Absolutely. Merlin says, have you met Phil Coulter?
I haven't met Phil Coulter, but again, we run in the same circles,
Yeah.
Ireland's especially the entertainment community there, it's a very, very small place.
It really is. Yeah.
The most world-class, talented people I've met in my life are based in Ireland. Like it's wild how many talented people there are there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've had these conversations where in Ireland, if you are, when you're born in Ireland, it's as if they hand you either a fiddle or a penny whistle, or a guitar, or you sing and you get out there when you're, 1 foot tall, and you got to go do something. So a lot of talent, a lot of performers coming out of Ireland.
And such a great appreciation for tradition there. I love how you can go in a pub this day and age and just see trad players up there playing. Everyone's so into it, and you get the yep, everybody's like just loving it. It's just so
Yeah,
It's
one of those
refreshing. It's
Irish
nice.
sessions that they
Yeah, the
do,
sessions are the best. And
which are
Irish
really, really,
dancing. They really embrace the culture, and it's beautiful. I love that.
and they love folk and they love country music too.
Yeah.
Really
Hmm.
popular. We had Nathan Carter on the show too, and
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah, he's great. I interviewed him on PBS, and he came on, and that's his big thing is the country side of things, and really, absolutely amazing. How do you describe your sound and your flavor? You know, what is it? What is the Brett Pruneau sound as far as
Yeah.
you feel?
I like to just describe it as adult contemporary a lot of times. I kind of dive into pop at sometimes. It gets a little more on the classical side and others. I think just adult contemporary is a good way to describe it. I just kind of sing things that mean something to me. And again, I'm a sucker for a story. I'm a sucker for a ballad. I'm a sucker for a big soaring note. So I just kind of seek out this material that does that. And sometimes it leans a little more pop. Sometimes it leans a little more classical crossover. And I love to live kind of smack dab in the middle.
You probably see yourself as a storyteller, right?
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would hope to think that I'm able to do that. I feel like I'm trying anyway.
You've been at it. You've been doing it for a while now. You haven't given in or given up. You're plugging away. Some really cool opportunities have happened. What are some other things I mentioned, in the little introduction there, some of the things that have happened? What are some of the other things that have happened before you made that move to Las Vegas?
Yeah, I spent those 4 years in Ireland working with David and just kind of honing my skills and my craft and doing a lot of recording. Then I made the move over to New York City. I lived there for 2 years. Did the whole starving artist thing there. I think everybody's got to do it at one point in time. Worked at 54 Below,
Oh,
which
you
was a
did?
really
Yeah.
it was a great learning experience in itself to see the greats like Tony Bennett and Patti LuPone and these people like I could reach out and touch them, and I was
Right
just like,
there.
"What's happening?" Speaking of Julie Andrews, we had Julie Andrews in one of the banquettes one time. I literally almost fainted. So like, it's just getting to see all these.
That's the last time I
Celebrities.
think I saw you was at 54 Below. You were there, and it was
Could
an
have been,
event
yeah.
when there was an event and a performance we were at. And I know I've emceed a few things there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you were there. Yeah. Cool. Did you,
It's such a great space.
what they've done with it? Yeah. What they've done. And we
Mm-hmm. And so
forget
much
that
history there. Yeah.
Studio 54 was in that vicinity too. And if
Yeah.
those walls could talk. Wow.
Yeah.
Did you like being in New York?
I loved it. It wasn't entirely sustainable for me.
It's
It's a
expensive.
tough city. It's an
And
expensive city. It's a tough city. Um, I found that as much as I was in love with the energy there, it's just you could never quite get ahead. If you wanted to do something, somebody could come on under and do it cheaper or for free, and you're just always like, what am I supposed to do here? Am I just going to wait tables all the time? So
right.
that's when I got a call to come out to Vegas to do the show at Planet Hollywood called Piano Man. I think I was going to do a 6-month contract here, and I've been here for almost 7 years now. So
Is that not unbelievable? God,
it's wild. It's wild. So Vegas turned out to be just such a great hub for me, a great home base. I'm able to, I live with one of my best friends here, and I'm 7 minutes from the airport. So any touring work I'm doing or any traveling that I have to do is so easy to pop to the airport, get back home. I don't have to stress about subletting an apartment. And the entertainment scene here is just phenomenal. Some really, really incredible performers and instrumentalists, and a lot of opportunity for collaborations and performing in little lounges, and not only little lounges, but huge, world-class stages. I was able to do 3 headlining shows here. Piano Man at Planet Hollywood, like I said. I did this wonderful little show called Cocktail Cabaret at Caesar's Palace and Cleopatra's Barge. And then I spent 2 years as the lead vocalist in Jubilee, which is Vegas's longest running showgirl show on the Strip at Bally's Casino. So that was great to be a part of that. We did the final 2 years of that show and got to close that out and be a part of the last hurrah for such an iconic show. Costumed by Bob Mackie. It was just
Bob
insane.
Mackie, boy, the amazing Bob Mackie.
Mm-hmm.
He used to do so many of the television shows too, and the films. He's just a legend.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He really is.
So you've had an opportunity to work with some really talented, legendary people along the way, which is kind of cool, huh?
Yeah, and then throughout all of that time, I used to sing with a couple vocal groups that kind of have just we've all parted ways, but a classical crossover group called Vivace. I spent a couple years with them, and then I sang with this group called Citizen West, which was a 3 male group.
Yeah. I was watching some of the online stuff. You guys were
Yeah,
fantastic together. Your
thanks.
voices all almost sounded like one. It was uncanny how that was, but it was
Yeah,
cool.
that was our little passion project. We did that for a couple years, and there's some videos online if you want to check that out. We were really
Yeah.
proud of what we came up with, and life just takes you in different ways, and we all just kind of have gone our separate ways. But that was such an exciting project to be a part of and to conceive, and you learn from every experience.
Do you like being a solo performer, a solo artist, or have you always had this dream of being a part of a larger group at all? Is the solo route the one that you're preferring right now?
The solo route is the easiest in some regard because obviously you have complete control. You get to make all the decisions, but I really love a group dynamic.
Yeah.
It's exciting. Just collaboration is such an exciting thing for me. I love collaborating. It's nice whenever you're performing live because you get to share the stage time. It's a lot. It's a lot whenever you have to command a stage on your own for 2 hours of a show. Like it's a lot of work. It's exciting.
I know how that is.
when you can share that with some people, it really helps.
You feed off the energy of each other, right? And you've got each other's back. If something goes wrong, you've got each other's back. And and I'm sure there's been moments where you've rescued the other person has rescued you, and you keep the train on the track, right?
Yeah, for sure. And then, unfortunately, there are some situations when you're working in a cast environment, like, people have different ideas and it doesn't always work. So it comes in waves for me. I think right now I'm in a bit of a solo wave. I'm really enjoying making music that I want to make. I've got some new tracks, like I mentioned, coming out soon that are a little bit more in a different direction for me. Still very, very me, but like it's, I can experiment a little bit and that's exciting. So I'm enjoying this solo ride for a minute. I'm getting ready to go out with Royal and do a little bit of collaborative work there, which is going to be exciting. So I like to ride the wave, Right now I feel like I'm a little bit of a solo wave.
Now, you fed that line so beautifully to me, and I'm going to take it and run with it as I always do with my levity. Speaking of riding the wave, you're about to do that real soon on the Royal Caribbean cruise line ships. How did that opportunity happen for you where you became, like one of the headlining entertainers for Royal Caribbean cruises?
Yeah, so I've done guest entertaining on different cruise lines, Holland America, for years, and it's just one of the other avenues that I'm able to do with like touring work. And then an opportunity came about 2 years ago. Royal Caribbean, they're doing this program where they're basically amplifying ships, which is a fancy word of saying renovating them. So their ship, the Navigator of the Seas, was getting a $120 million renovation. This gorgeous renovation and facelift, and they were going to redo the theater and put brand new shows into the theater. And I, through a colleague of mine, was asked to be a part of that. We got to go through the show creation process and install this brand new showgirl show onto the ship, and that kind of that's how I got my foot in the door with Royal Caribbean. And then now I'm so honored to be one of the first performers that they're calling back to their return to service after what was just an absolutely devastating year for the industry. I feel really privileged to be going back and helping them, get their shows up and running again. So that's what's next right now.
Merlin in Canada asks, do you enjoy cruising? She loves cruising. Do you enjoy it?
Oh, I love it. It's a blast. For anyone that hasn't done it, I know there's a lot of opinions going on around cruising at the moment, whether it's safe or not. But my experience as a cruise ship performer and just as someone who enjoys cruising is they're some of the cleanest places I've ever been to. Like they're immaculate, and the crew on the ships, they work day in, day out, 24/7.
Unbelievable. The staff, the kitchen staff, all of them, and super talented as well. And they come from all points of the globe. The people that work on the cruise ships all around the world. If you just have a conversation with them, they're like, I'm from Bangladesh and I'm from here and I'm from there. It's absolutely amazing. We went on a couple of cruises, actually did it through radio stations, shows that I had hosted. It was like, cruise with Jim Masters and all the listeners. and they sold out. We're actually working on one for this show, like a Lovity cruise, possibly we're looking
Amazing.
at next year. So maybe
Hey, I'll
we'll
hop
do
out
it
with you
with,
guys.
like I say, maybe we'll do it with Royal, and you'll be
Yeah,
we'll
that would
do
be great.
a command performance for the Lovities.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure the length of what my work will be with Royal, but I'm just excited to be here at this time. It's such an important time
Yeah,
for the industry and the company to be getting back out there. It's
yeah.
really, really, truly is an honor to have been asked by them to go out and get these things up and running. So
So
I love the company.
what's that like? You have to, I guess, then pause on any opportunities or gigs here on the mainland, knowing you're going to be
You
away for a while, right?
you do. I mean, it's a big commitment, but right now with the way
You'll
the
take
world
it.
is,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
it's feels like the right time, when there's not a lot of other bookings that are able to move forward. Why
No.
not go out and be a part of something this big, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Let's talk about the album too, the newest. I know you're really excited about it. As you said, it was like a pandemic project.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of the inspirations for it. I mean, the music is fantastic, and your singing is amazing, and even the music videos themselves, the visuals, they did such a great job with the
Thank
production and
you.
the editing, and really cool stuff. What was the spark of inspiration for you to do it and to do it now? We're going to show some material from there in just a second.
Yeah, the EP is called. It's a 5-track EP. It's called the excuse me, the real thing. And basically, the project to me just kind of speaks about this idea of human connection. Like every song on there is some sort of deep connection, whether it's heartbreak, whether it's falling in love, whether it's just telling someone they matter. It's just there's so many different facets of human connection, and I think that this song this EP kind of really touches on it with each song.
See, that's the key. And when you have music that touches people's lives, music can be very, as we all know, healing.
Hmm.
And now more than ever, I think everybody's been looking for ways to find healing and even nostalgia a little bit. People have been craving nostalgia. They've been
Well,
watching old movies and eating
we've
childhood foods. How many Pop-Tarts
yeah.
have we ever eaten during the pandemic? you know,
Well, we've just been through this season of
yeah.
our lives that's crazy, where we weren't able to have physical connection with people. Like we
That's
just
a good
weren't
way to
able to.
describe it. The season of
Hmm.
our lives. Write that down. That's going to be one of your next songs.
Yeah. Hey, I've got one over here
Just
called
go, ready to
working
go.
on it. But
But
yeah,
that's
so I it was important for me with this EP. It was conceived and recorded and created during this pandemic where we couldn't see each other, and yet every song is talking about human connection. So there's a little bit of a, I don't know, whatever you want to call it there. But that's like I said, it got me through everything, and I'm really proud of how it turned out. Brian McRae in Ireland, we worked remotely to get this done, and his productions are just, he's so talented. He's so
yes.
talented. And yeah, I think we came up with a pretty solid end product.
You talked earlier about authenticity, and I'm right there with you. I believe when you can inspire and empower others, and when you're authentic, and you do things from a soulful and felt way, it it may be a little bit harder because not everybody thinks that way, but I think it's much more impactful, and I think people really resonate with it, and I think it's what life's really all about. And if anything about the last 14 months or so has taught us, these teachable moments we've all had, is that it's those simple things in life that sometimes we blow past and we don't leave time for, that
Yeah.
really are the things that matter most, right?
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
the title, The Real Thing, is really fantastic too. It's so apropos for the times. Tell us about that song. We're going to show that song right now, The Real Thing.
So this song was written by a colleague of mine named Mario Spinetti, and to me, the song just basically talks about, everything doesn't always work out. Like maybe you don't end up with that person, but at least the moments that you shared with that person was something real, and that's what we're all looking for at the end of the day, is real, something real. So yeah, he wrote this beautiful song. I had it in my back pocket for years, and then he gave me permission to record it. And I worked with Brian to arrange this production that we put onto the track. And yeah, it's just a fun little kind of pop song.
Oh, it's really good. It's really, really good. Gang, if you haven't heard Brett's voice, or this is the very first time, wait to hear this. You're going to enjoy it. The Real Thing with Brett PRUNEAU right here live on the Jim Masters Show live. Let's take a look at that, and then we'll be back and we'll chat some more, Brett, and with all the lovelies watching around the world. Here you go, gang.
Stars above, it wasn't written in my heartstrings, love, for all the tears that we have shed. You know, it was a training ground, just masquerading as the main event. And yeah, I know it wasn't heaven sent, but it's been running through my mind that I ain't gonna reprimand the times when we was fumbling around. No, 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 no. Come on, take my hand and raise a glass to all the love in the air, out of the rumble in the ashes on the ground. Oh, baby, you're the real thing. Could have sworn it was the main affair. I could have sworn that I had seen you there, that you was running through my mind, that I ain't gonna reprimand the times when we was fumbling around. No, 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 no. Come on, take my hand and raise a glass to all the love in the air, out of the rubble in the ashes on the ground. Oh, baby, you're the real thing. Oh, baby, you're the real thing. For all the storms that never came, all the fool's gold in these minds, warning shots heard around the world. You're the real thing. Baby, you're the real thing. Oh, baby, you're the real thing. Oh, baby, you're the real thing. Oh, you're the real thing.
Unbelievable. That is really, 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 and that song
Thank
suits
you.
you so perfectly. I just want to show you some of the levity coming from all around the world, from our lovities who are enjoying my friend Brett here. Juanita is in South Africa. Oh my goodness. Where have you been all my life? Beautiful song.
Well,
Love
I'm
your
right
voice.
here.
Right there in Las
Let's be
Vegas.
friends.
That's right. Jane in Sweden, one of our regular lovities as well. Is this song on YouTube now or later? Want It. You can get it on the platform soon. Yeah, this is you're seeing it here, available, folks. It's really cool. It's sort of like hot off the presses. Magnificent voice and song, Anne in Florida. And Christine says, great song, powerful, loved it. Yeah, everything. Your voice, the just the rhythm, the percussion, all of it. It's really, it's a very cool song. Great talent. Thanks, Brett. Your voice is great. From Joan Sando. Kathleen in New York City. Claps, claps, claps. And Merlin in Canada, beautifully sang, smiley faces and caring. Brett. Sherry Larson says, wow, great voice. Kathy Short in Cleveland, Ohio. Brett, you have a beautiful voice, and that is an amazing song.
Thank you, guys.
I concur. When we were doing, I was up till like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, putting these shows together. It's been a lot of late nights since I started the Jim Masters Show live.
I can only imagine you're working so hard.
This and then doing it and working in the daytime professionally, it's crazy. But I was listening to the songs over and over, and they're really catchy. I mean, they really grab you. I can still hear the song in my head, and that is the test of a really good song. I hear the rhythm, I hear your voice, I hear all of it.
Oh, thank you, Mario. That lick, that kind of progression that he wrote is just such an earworm. Like it gets in your ear and it's kind of stuck there once you've heard the song a couple times.
You can nail those high notes too.
Thank you. Really... I love singing up there.
Had you ever thought of any of those competition shows? One of my friends actually, who doesn't live far from here, like 20 minutes away, won American Idol. Nick Fradiani. He won American Idol.
Way. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. Just a couple years ago.
What season? A couple years ago.
It was, I think, about three.
Okay, amazing. A really dear friend of mine. She's actually living in Mexico right now. Effie Pacero. She and I are working on a recording project at the moment, and she was on American Idol. And I've thought about it, but I just don't. It's nothing that it's not calling out to me. I admire the people that get out there and do it. I fear sometimes that those things can be so produced, and I just wouldn't want that to kind of destroy me or something.
No, and he like similar to you, a real deal, authentic type person. So he moved back, to the East Coast, and he lives, near the family and does all of his, work close to home. That's great. I don't think that whole, LA and all the rest, he did it in that year that you do it, and then, wanted to go back to the roots, which is a really beautiful thing. So that song is on the EP, and is that coming out, or is it out now, or on the verge?
So the EP is released now. Yeah,
it's now. So people want to hear that, they can go on.
Mm-hmm. You can find it on iTunes. You can find it on Spotify, Amazon Music, anywhere. Any major music platform should have it. It's been out for a couple months now, and like I said, that was my passion project throughout the quarantine to keep me sane.
And it did. Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Denise says, love the song. The video and your voice, amazing. April says, wonderful as always. She's known you since childhood, so she knows.
She has.
And Kathleen, too, claps. I have another cut here for you, folks. Another great thing that Brett did. Now, this is really cool. I think this was this done during the pandemic period, too? This is both sides now, and you knocked that out of the park, too, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, this a colleague of mine named Mark Cahill in Ireland. I worked with him with the Irish Harp Orchestra that we talked about earlier. He's a great producer, really well-known producer in Ireland. He, I guess, much like we were just talking about, needed something to keep him alive during the pandemic. So he started this beautiful, beautiful project called the Ivory Sessions, where basically he reached out to his catalog of people that he knew throughout his career and asked them if they would just pick a song, and they would arrange it together with Mark, and he would just be playing it on the keys, on piano, on the ivories, and they would release it. And once he got a collection of these songs together, he would release it as a compilation and call it the Ivory Sessions. So I was one of the first people he asked to be a part of this project again, and I was so honored because I thought it was such a great idea. And he came up with this gorgeous arrangement of the Joni Mitchell classic, Both Sides Now. And we did that last summer, and it's a nice little nice little track.
Yeah, yeah. If I say so myself, you're so humble too, which I think is really cool. It's really, really cool. Here it is, gang. You're going to love this one too. And then there's another one that we received actually like an hour before the show, which is kind of exclusive because it hasn't even been released yet. So it's going to be, shared here exclusively on the Jim Master Show Live, which is very, very cool. But right now, let's listen to Both Sides Now with Brett PRUNEAU once again. Get ready. If you liked that song you just heard, folks, wait till you hear this one.
Rows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feathered canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's cloud illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way that you feel as every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way, but now it's just another show. You leave 'em laughing when you go, and if you care, don't let them know. Don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusions I recall. I really don't know love at all. Tears and fears and feeling proud to say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds, I've looked at life that way, but now old friends are acting strange. They shake their heads, they say I've changed. Something's lost, but something's gained in living every day. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world? Forget what we're told before we get to
Mm, that was
Yeah.
like, that was really
Something weird
good. And
happened
matter
on
of
my
fact,
end. Did it work?
so oh no,
It
yeah,
froze on
everything
my end.
worked.
Okay,
Yeah.
good, good. Everybody got to hear?
You're
Good.
good. I think everybody was just like speechless. They're just like,
Oh, good. Yeah,
which with
something weird
what
happened
was,
on my end. It froze or something. I was like, oh, I don't know what happened.
it was a very moving moment hearing yourself sing that song.
Oh, well,
Kathy
I'm glad
Shorts.
everyone enjoyed it.
Oh, it was really cool. I'll show you some of the comments, but there's a couple of things that when I was listening, I've known your work for a long time, but in hearing these particular songs just recently, there are a couple of things that stand out for me as somebody who's studied voice too and uses my voice as my instrument like you do as well, just in speaking too. The first thing that I hear immediately is warmth. There's a depth and a warmth to your interpretations of the music. Even if it's rhythmic pop, there's this authentic, deep warmth that's attached to it. That sort of pops out first.
Oh,
And then the power of the voice is second. You just can hear the power, the ability to be able to be versatile with your instrument, your voice as well. And then I would say the other thing, the warmth, the power of the voice, and there's a real love for what you're doing, and it's coming out through, your voice and through your method, which is trained extensively and skillful, but has an effortless feeling to it. The last thing is there's this clarity to the sound of the voice. There's a lot of singers who some have it, some don't. Andy Williams had that clarity. There's a certain, there's just a clarity. There's a clearness to the articulation, the inflection, the way you, turn a word, turn a phrase, the way you just, handle it so melodically. That's, I get the warmth, the power, the authenticity and clarity from hearing your voice. Have you heard those things before?
Well, I am just about to blush here. Thank you. That's very, very, very kind.
I send that to you, and with no copay.
Well, the funny thing is, about 2 years ago, I was working through a vocal disorder that I had developed. As artists and performers we're very sensitive little petals, and and I developed in my personal life, I had suffered a loss. And it kind of manifested itself in my body as tension, and I developed this condition called muscle tension dysphonia, and it started to choke off my voice, and I was having trouble speaking. I was just beside myself. I didn't know what was wrong. I thought my career was over, and luckily I went to LA and I got some of the best in the industry. I saw Dr. Reena Gupta in LA, and she told me, don't freak out. We can figure this out. And she sent me to work with this amazing, amazing vocal coach named Mindy Pack, based out of Salt Lake City, who kind of specializes in kind of helping singers do rehab work when they've been through some sort of injury, getting their voice back into shape. So she and I spent about a year working together, and she, in the process, became such a good friend and mentor in a different capacity to what David is to me, whereas David would be more of a creative and kind of like a producer type of mentor. Mindy is such a mentor about the care of my voice, the care of taking care of your body,
mind,
how
body, and spirit.
Connected. Like if you get an injury in your foot, that can manifest through fascia up to your cords, and you can, you need to release that tension that's developing there. So, like you said, mind, body, spirit, just being at peace with oneself. It's all so important. It sounds a bit hippy dippy, but I witnessed it firsthand. Like the emotions that we have in our body can be so strong. And when you suffer a loss of any kind, whether it's romantic, whether someone's passed away, the way it can manifest in your body it will blow your mind.
Yeah. No, it's true. And sometimes, because we've all dealt with loss in our lives, and a lot of people have, obviously, this year too. if you don't meet it head on and sort of deal with it and just sort of say, oh, well, I'll get to that later. It can manifest in your body as well as your mind. And it can really be 10 times worse than if you ever have sort of worked through the grief. And sometimes what's really interesting, you and I are both in these positions, blessed positions, to do work that we love and share it with the world and inspire people. But at the same time, there's times when we're called upon to go out there and make magic and knock it out of the park and do what we have to do. But we have something going on personally where there's an ill family member, or there's a death, or there's a loss, or some other major thing has happened. But we have to go out there and turn on the juice. And
the show must go on.
The show must go on. Mm-hmm. And when you have to do that constantly, sometimes you never get a chance to really focus on going through those feelings and emotions of the grief, the loss, and the things that, we deal with. And it can be rough sometimes too, right? I mean, there was one time I was heading to the television studio, and we got a phone call that a relative had died suddenly. And I had to go on, and I had to do like a 4-hour live television show with an audience, and it was a whole thing, and it was national. And I'm like, if these people only knew the phone call we just got on the way here, but you couldn't really, I'd say maybe some of my colleagues, like co-hosts and some of the production crew, they said, Jim, you were really good. But is there something? I mean, the audience wouldn't have gotten anything, but we know you. We work with you. You were great. But was there anything? And I said, well, guess what? Sit down. Have a cup of coffee ready. Yeah.
Self-care is so important. And just the human emotions are very, 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 very powerful things. And I had to essentially go back and learn how to speak properly again. I had to learn how to carry my voice in proper placement again, all because of this tension that my body decided to store up because I was, emotionally triggered by things. And if anything, I would never even want to call it a blessing, but it's just made this passion for vocology and like the way the voice works and technique inside of me like come alive. So I've started taking students now. It's really been a triumph, and I kind of really showed this vocal disorder who's boss. I'm really, really proud of myself. And while this EP was also a personal project during COVID, it was also the first project that I had worked on after my injury. So in many ways, like, this EP is really special for me, and as you can probably
there's a lot of emotion, a lot writing on it, but a lot of emotion. And not that you haven't put extra care and everything else you do, because you do. This one really goes straight to the heart, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a special one for me, and I'm really happy to have it kind of immortalized in this way. Again, like we're talking about the season of life, like I'm glad to be leaving this one in the past and have some sort of token of triumph.
Absolutely, my friend. Yes, absolutely. They're all talking about the last rendition, both sides now. It was beautiful. Austin Fields says another great show. Thank you very much. Beautiful, terrific. Love. Well, if you love that, folks,
I love these levities.
Yeah, we have you've watched the show and you've checked it out, which I really appreciate. And we try to have it's freestyle, it's conversational. We have a lot of fun with the viewers, with the guests. And some people say, oh, do we have to talk about questions in advance and all that other stuff? No, this isn't like a newscast or anything. We don't have to. We'll have a conversation and go in different directions about life and this, that, and the other thing, and we'll take it from there and follow.
I like that you call it a conversation. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, it was the audience that said, or I think a couple of guests that said, Jim, you're bringing back the lost art of conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And as a conversationalist, it's like, I love it. That leads me to this next song, which is another really good one. And we actually have, and it's kind of cool, the guests laugh when we say this, when they send us something or they do something live or whatever it is, where it hasn't been seen by others before, we call it our Jim Master Show Live world premiere exclusive. We've got a graphic for that.
Well,
And
this
that
is very
is,
that. No one has seen this yet.
if I had met you first. Tell us about this one. This literally hot off the presses. Nobody has seen this yet. And thanks for your faith in the show by sending this personally to me to share on the show, Brett. I really appreciate that.
Oh, I'm really happy to. Yeah, this song, it's called If I Had Met You First. Speaking about the powers of human emotion. This is actually the only song that I've ever tried to perform live, and I broke down at the end. I started crying. I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed, but it's just the song is so moving. And I remember hearing this when I was working at 54 Below. They had a young composers night. It was one of the late night shows. I think it went on at like 11 o'clock, and I was working, and the piano at the start of this piece started playing, and it immediately caught my ear, and I listened to it, and it just had me in tears by the end. I just thought it was so beautiful, kind of fell in line with something I was experiencing in my life at that time. And I went up after the concert and spoke to the composer, Caleb Hoyer, who was the MD for Anastasia on Broadway. Really, really talented composer and pianist. I told him, I said, I would love to sing this song if I could have your blessing and permission. And he was like, absolutely. So I'm actually the first person that's gotten to record this song. It was such a great gift from Caleb to allow me to do that. And yeah, this is a little video we put together for it. And you guys are the very, very first people to see it. It's not even out yet. Probably won't be released for quite a while. So this is truly an exclusive.
It's an exclusive here on the Jim Master Show Live. And yeah, because you have to sail those high seas first.
Yeah.
We'll
probably get it out sometime soon. But yeah, I'm glad you guys can take the first peek at it.
All right, gang. Guess what? We've got it coming up here. You guys, I know you guys have been commenting about all these songs and all this great music Brett is sharing with us. Here's another one, folks. Get ready. If I Had Met You First, with our special guest and our great friend Brett PRUNEAU on the Jim Master Show Live. This is what you call levity.
When I think of you, I convince myself it's true. Nothing in the world stands in our way. Nothing has to end for us to start. And there is no one who's already won your heart. Simple as can be, just step back and take a look. I was meant for you and you for me. You would have my heart and I would let you. If I had met you first. All the years you search and search to find the one who fits, who clicks, who gets you, wondering if you'll know when all the searching's done. Now I know that when it is, you really do. Just my luck that you already found the one for you. What is there to say? Timing's never been my thing. Foolish to regret what you can't change. Moving on as friends is not so bad. And you can't really lose the love you've never had. Still my stubborn heart pictures futures built with you. wouldn't give him the blame or ache at the sound of your name. I wouldn't wish that I could just forget you. If I had met you first. I know it isn't that unfair. I was here and he was there. I shouldn't let it upset me. Still, I wish you'd met me first.
Very beautiful, very poignant, and very heartfelt as well. That really is a fantastic song. I see that as a winner too, my friend. People are going to really respond to that. Again, when you were putting that together, what were you thinking? What was running through your mind? Because that's a song, and the words and the meaning to that song, and of course your voice, fantastic. It's going to cut to the core for a lot of people. If I
It's
had met
something
you
I think
first.
everybody's felt that in some capacity, you know, kind of wishing
Jane is crying in
maybe-
Sweden. She loves it. She's crying in Sweden.
got there a little sooner, but doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
I mean, that song's a testament to Caleb Hoyer, the composer. Like if you just listen to, take the vocals out of it, if you just listen to the piano part, it's a voice of its own, like his arrangement, and it's just a beautiful composition. I felt very, very lucky to be able to put my voice onto it.
You know, the key is surrounding yourself as well with great musicians and arrangers and, you know, folks who are on the same page, and then you lend your instrument to that, and everything just plays beautifully off each other, and it's just raised, you know, to new heights, new levels.
Well, that saying, it
key,
takes a
right?
village, you know.
Yes.
It takes a village, and whenever you get people that are on the same wavelength as you, it's a real treat, and you need to keep them close, because art, especially when you have such a specific vision for what you're doing, when you've got people that are on that same understanding of what you're trying to achieve, like, hold on to those people. That's how you make magic, you know.
Yes, I agree 100%. Exactly. And some of them may be few and far between. There might not be, you know, hundreds of those people, but when you
They're
have
hard
that,
to find. Yeah.
when you have that core group of people, and it works that way with friends too, and friendship, you might not have, when we're, you know, like 20, we think we have to have 200 friends. And then you realize as time goes on, 4 or 5 really good ones, even 2 or 3 really good ones. That's, you know, the salt of the earth people. That's really what it's all about.
That's where the value is.
Joe Megan B says your voice brought it life and made it powerful. Well done. And
thank you.
April there in the old hometown has chills. Kathleen in New York says, a wonderful, thank you for sharing your beautiful music with us. Jane in Sweden is still crying. This segment's sponsored by Kleenex. Joan says, what a beautiful song, and your voice is so beautiful. I hope this is the song that gives you an award and the world gets to see your talent.
So thank you, Joan.
Yeah. Juanita in South Africa. Wow, so beautiful. Love the video as well. I love the interaction, you know, with our audience.
Yeah, it's great.
You have a God-given talent, and thank you for sharing with us. Exquisite Denise. Good looks, great voice, man. You've got it all. Merlin in Canada.
Oh, Merlin.
Austin Field, another great song. How does it make you feel when you get the feedback like this from, you know, the audience, from the consumers of the material at large?
It's so nice. That's what it's all about, you know? Like, I mean,
Right.
it's what makes it feel like it has purpose. You know, again, I said earlier, it's all about getting a message across and telling a story. And if people, if you can get some sort of reaction from someone, hopefully a positive one, like that's what I feel like we're here to do is, you know, tell those stories and make people reminisce. Like there's nothing better than reminiscing, and sometimes it's on sad things, you know, but like these are all things that we experience in our life and make us grow. And if I didn't have these kind of sappy sad moments in my life, I don't think I'd be able to sing about them, and that's what I feel like I'm here to do, is sing and tell stories. So thank you to those people that broke my heart and made me able to share a story now.
If they could see me now, da,
Yeah,
da, 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 da,
exactly.
da. I'm on the Jim Master Show live.
Singing about you.
That is it. Singing about you. Yeah. Our next guest is Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Merlin says lovety for sure. Yes, he's definitely a lovety. And Christine in North Carolina says, Brett, you have a fabulous voice, a great musician.
Thank you.
And of course, you know, a wonderful pianist as well. Songwriting for you, how does that come into the Brett world?
You know, I would never consider myself to be a writer. I think I can take an idea and definitely help flesh it out. But again, I was talking about my friend Effie Passero. She's the most, well, my favorite singer songwriter in the world is Sarah Bareilles. I have her tattooed on my arm. I have her on my piano right behind me. Like she's my number one, my biggest muse on this planet. But as far as people that I know personally, my friend Effie writes the most stunning music, and we are working together on a song cycle where basically we would get on these calls and talk about what we want this song to be, and she'd get off the phone and 20 minutes later send me a voice memo where she's like, I'm thinking this is the vibe, and she would have this fully fleshed out, immaculately beautiful song, like just ready to go, like
that's
literally
a genius.
ready to go.
That's a genius.
She's unreal. I should connect you with her, actually. She's
yeah, she's
mind-blowing. And so we've come up with this concept, and it's actually, I think, my next big project I'm going to be tackling. I haven't talked about this actually. It's a song cycle of sorts, basically where each song, it's going to be about 9 songs, and each song is a season or a step in a relationship that eventually doesn't go the way you'd planned. So like the first half of the album are going to be the love songs and falling in love and feeling in love and that adoration and that dedication and devotion to a person. Then something happens along the way. That's kind of the middle track of the song, is something, there's some friction there. And then the last half is 4 songs about kind of overcoming a loss and a heartbreak. And it's all written by Effie. Like we've conceptualized it, and each track we've talked about what we want to achieve in the song, but Effie wrote every bit of this project. And it's the biggest gift I feel I've been given of my career to be able to record this music. So it's going to take some time. We're doing it the right way. We're going to get strings involved in the full production. So it's quite a ways out, but that's my next thing I'm diving into. And I'm very excited to see what it's going to turn into, because these songs she's given me are just pure magic. So I'm very, very excited.
That is exciting. That's fantastic. Yeah.
It's ambitious. It's a big project, but if anybody can get it done, it's me. I am persistent.
I like that. Brett, have you met Brett? he gets it done. I like that. That's it. You got to have that. Lou Grant said to Mary Tyler Moore in the Mary Tyler Moore series, "You got spunk." That is what the word is. Hey, we got a cool photo here. Tell us about this. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, there's this great photographer here. I actually just shot with him yesterday again. His name's Ivan Avila, here in town, in Las Vegas. Fantastic, like editorial photographer here in town. He asked to shoot me, and we went down to this cool bar downtown and got some promo shots done a while back, and that's one of them. He's a great guy.
Looks like the morning after a very successful night.
Yeah, or the morning after me wishing I had met someone first. There's the headache.
Following your own advice, right?
Yeah.
And of course, that's the actual is what we're talking about here, huh?
Yeah.
That's a great shot.
Thank you. Ivan took that one as well. He's kind of my go-to guy for anything I need neat shot photography wise. He's really talented.
It's really, really good to have go-to people that you can call
Yeah.
upon that again,
Again, it takes a
believe in
village.
you. Yeah. Now,
Takes a village. And when you find the people that can get it done,
then that's stick with them.
another one.
This one too. No, you did some fantastic holiday songs too. Oh, Holy Night. I was listening to some of the others. You sang with Alex Sharp as well.
Yeah, got 2 tracks with Alex on there. It's my Christmas album.
Yes. When did this come out?
This I recorded, I want to say, well, it came out about 2 years ago.
It was about 2 years ago. It's
2
really
years ago, yeah.
fantastic. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. It's that was a fun one. I was actually commissioned to record this by the Nazarene Compassionate Ministries. They had a big end of year gift that they like to give to their parishioners, and they very graciously reached out to me and said, "We'd love to give out an album, a Christmas album of your voice." So we worked together to come up with this concept, and they funded the project, and we were able to release this, and they gave it out as a gift to all their parishioners at the end of the year. So it's really special, and obviously a really great privilege for me to have been asked to do such a lovely project, you know?
Yeah. And they pull that out probably, you know, every year as they celebrate with their family and friends, if not listen to it. I mean, I listen to Christmas music throughout the year. It doesn't have to be, yeah, doesn't have to be just at Christmas time. I love Christmas music. Love Oh Holy Night. Yeah, his version of it is really cool. Steven asks, any chance you'll release a pop EDM style song?
It's very funny that you say that. I actually
another world premiere exclusive.
That's actually very strange that you said that. Are you spying on me?
I was going to say, yeah.
I've got something coming very soon, actually. Kind of vibey, atmospheric, electronic, a little different for me, but still staying true to old Brett PRUNEAU. So yeah, it's on its way.
Well, see, that's the cool thing. You get a chance to play around and experiment and see, you know, sometimes some people are afraid to step a little bit out of the comfort zone, a little bit out of that box to explore some other things and see if it works or not. But you never know until you do it, right? And we get into these comfort zones where, you know, we're doing the thing that we know how to do and everybody's loving it. But there's this thrill seeker inside that says, God, I would really like to take a shot at that.
Yeah.
Do it, right? Go for it like you're doing. And that's cool.
That's what I did with this track. I have this list, this massive list of songs that I'm always like, I'm going to do these one day. Or if I ever need something for this type of project. And I've just been working with Brian, and we've been just trying to churn out some different types of music. And he's such a capable producer, and so edgy and young. We're the same age. So like, just to be able to work with someone in that capacity, we just tried to do something a little more edgy, I guess is the word. And I think we accomplished it. I'm really proud of it, and that's coming soon. So yeah, it's very funny that you asked that, Steve. It's
yeah, lots of announcements tonight on the Jim Masters Show live. Really, really cool stuff. We got a couple more really nice shots here too that I want to show. Your photographers. We showed this earlier. This is a cool one.
Yeah, my cerebralis tattoo. That's I got that tattoo when I was going through my injury, and it really kind of kept me focused and reminding myself that I can overcome it. So
you can overcome. Right, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
And if you get those sensations again, you know how to deal with it and work through it, which is cool.
Yeah,
that's a great shot too. Look at the way that halo effect that's coming in. Huh?
Yeah, that's Ivan again. He's a really great photographer. I'll let you in on another little secret. I don't play the guitar. It's all for show.
But it sure looks like you do. Piano is your thing. Yeah. I was gonna say.
I know a few chords on the guitar, but it hurts my fingers.
It can do that.
Yeah.
A couple of cool shots. Different. Have you done any modeling over the years?
Oh yeah, I've done all sorts of stuff. I've done a lot of commercials and modeling. Yeah. You know, in this industry, everything, it all goes together.
It really does. Yeah. Because sometimes you work on this project or that project, or you're cast in this, or you're hired to do this, and you end up working. I can tell you how many people I've worked with over the years who I've worked with, and they were in different capacities then, and now they're the producer of this, or they're doing this, and it's a big world, but it's a small world. These industries.
Well, and living where I live in Las Vegas and being so close to LA, like it's just there's so much ample opportunity. And again, like you said, they might call you up and be like, "Hey, I think your looks really great for this commercial. Can you come do it?" And it's just you just say yes to everything when you do what I do.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly right. I think I'll make an exclusive announcement too. We have. Do you know David Osmond? He's coming on the show in a couple of
Is that
weeks.
Donnie's
He,
brother?
it's the he is the son, I believe, of one of the Osmonds, and because I know, remember when Donnie Marie were in Vegas
Yeah,
and
Donnie's about to come back.
about to come back, right? And then Marie did the talk for a while on CBS, and then left that. But that show they had in Vegas, Donnie Marie, just was selling out. I think they had like a, what's it, like a 10-year, 11-year, 15-year contract or something?
Yeah. Yeah. And it was at the Flamingo. And now I think Donnie's coming back with his solo show at Harrah's. So
what's it like performing in Las Vegas for you? That must be really cool.
it's great. You know, I never thought I would live in this silly city. Like I just never ever thought it would happen. I had never been here until I moved here. And I think I just had this kind of preconceived idea of what Vegas was. And little did I know it's truly an entertainment capital. It's like one of the biggest cities of entertainment that we have in the US. So the opportunity is just endless here. And to, like I said, to have been able to perform at two of the biggest properties on the strip was, I don't know. I just feel like it stamps my card a bit. Like I'm really proud of that. It's great. It's just the city is constantly moving. It's just like New York. It never sleeps, especially when you're on the strip. But the strange thing about Vegas is like where I live about 10 minutes away from the strip, but it feels like the suburbs. So like there's the craziness of the strip, and then you can get away very quickly and just kind of breathe.
Whereas, are you near Henderson, around that area?
I'm in Henderson.
In Henderson,
yeah.
That's a great spot.
Yeah, so yeah, I love it over here. It's great, and so close to all the action, the strip and the casinos, and I think there's a small part of my subconscious that definitely wanted to move here because of Celine, and now Celine she's coming back, so we've got my old pal.
Oh, let's see that. Bring that again.
I love her. Whoops. Can you see?
Now, when was that taken?
This was, gosh, right when I moved here. I was a little heavier then. But I think at this point I've seen her 14 times here.
You mean so you mean you were taller then?
Yeah, I know, right? She's fantastic, and she's just announced her new residency again at Resorts World.
She's coming back, right?
Yeah, the city's coming alive again, and it's exciting. I think we've got Katy Perry, Carrie Underwood, Luke Bryan, Celine Dion. They're all coming to Resorts World, which actually opens tonight. I'm going to the opening of it after we get done speaking here.
Oh, that's fantastic. That is really cool. Who's going to be there tonight?
You know, I'm not really sure what the attraction is tonight. It's just tonight's the opening night. Yeah. So
Are there any folks that you would love to do a duet with, or that are on your bucket list, dream list to perform with?
I mean, Celine would be obvious, but Sarah Bareilles is just my idol. Like I've had the opportunity to meet and actually hang out with her several times. We have a mutual friend in common, Jeff Kidwell, who's actually her best friend from college. So he and I are pretty close. And when she was here in Vegas 2 years ago for her Brave tour, we were able to go backstage and hang out with her after the show, eat chicken wings in the dressing room. So she's just so down to earth, and you know, kind of those people that are so oblivious of their own celebrity. They're just normal people, you know. She's one of them, and that was a relief to me, because there's nothing worse than meeting someone you idolize and them not kind of being what you would hope they would be.
Yes. Yeah, I've had that happen too. There were, I referenced, I'd say 4 people that are legendary that met exactly what I would hope. And I interviewed them, and they not only met what I had hoped, but what everybody else would hope they would be when you meet them. The first is Carol Burnett. She is exactly Carol. She's Carol.
Mm-hmm.
Friendly, warm, funny, no ego, witty, the whole thing. Florence Henderson, Carol Brady from the Brady Bunch.
I met Florence at 54
She
Below.
she just, you know, and is greatly missed as well. Got this picture. I couldn't believe this. We were at a gala event, and she was in this white pantsuit, and the photographer, you know, there was a group of us, and we were seated, and everybody squeezed together. She had stood. She was standing, and they said, you know, Florence, just sit. We need, you know. So she sits on my lap, and I'm holding her up. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm now transported to 10 years old, and I'm holding up Mrs. Brady.
Would you have ever thought?
What the? Candice Bergen, too. Also, you know, remember Murphy Brown. She, Judy Collins, and Aaron Neville. All authentic, real people, no egos about them. You know who too? Dave Koz, the smooth jazz, and Chris Bodie.
I've met Dave Koz and Chris. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Chris I interviewed on PBS. Regular guy, super talent. All, you know, these people just, they get it. They get the program. They get it. And they also
Celine.
They love their
Celine
fans.
Was actually the same. Yeah. Celine was so gracious when we met her. Like, we were the last ones, because a friend of mine works for AEG Live, and he's kind of the one who, for my birthday, organized all that. And we were meeting her. I know. Oh gosh, I was. You
didn't sleep for a month after.
Well, I didn't. We were just going to the show. I didn't realize we were going backstage, and so we were the last ones in the room to meet Celine, and we had all gotten our picture. And as I was walking away, she grabbed me by the shoulder and she goes, "Is everyone happy?" And I was like, We are so happy. Thank you so much. Like, she was just.
We are beyond happy.
Yeah, she wanted to make sure everyone got enough time with her, and like it was just. She was so nice. She was like such an eccentric, but in like the best way, you know. She's just.
Yeah.
That was a great memory.
And you're that way too, as far as the real deal too. And I think, you know, adding you to that list, but I knew you were prior to doing this show. But very similar, and Merlin agrees too. Merlin says, and Brett, absolutely. David Osmond. David Osmond is the nephew of Marie and Donnie. Marie.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that's who that is.
So he's going to be on your show coming up?
Yeah, in a couple of weeks.
Fantastic.
You know, too, I don't know if you ever met Ethan Slater. He starred on Broadway in SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, that name is so familiar.
Ethan Slater.
He originated the role?
He's coming on July
amazing.
11th. Yeah.
Congratulations.
It's a small world, isn't it?
Yeah, it truly is.
I like that shot.
Yeah, another Moody Ivan shot.
It's really cool. The lighting, the photographer. Is it all? Are those shots all the same photographer?
Yeah,
Brett?
They're all Ivan.
In Vegas.
He's my go-to guy. You can find him on Instagram. His name is Ivan Avila, Avila. Wow. He's fantastic. We just shot yesterday, actually, so we'll have a new series of photos coming out soon.
Tell him about the show, because it'd be kind of cool to have him on. Maybe we can show some of his work on the show too.
Yeah.
You know? Kind of
cool.
get a little plug or two. That one's cool. So is this one.
Yeah.
What are you thinking there?
I was like, well, what I was thinking was, Ivan, are you sure about this? But it ended up
Rico
right.
Suave.
Like, this is gonna mess up my hair. Yeah, smiley Brett.
That's it. That's a cool one too. How about television, film? You know, would you consider roles if they offered roles in?
Of course, you know, it's not really my background, but like I said, I'm always down to push myself and challenge myself, try something new. I've done, you know, bits of commercials and things here, but yeah, I'd totally be open to television and any film work that would come my way. I don't know if I would actively pursue it, but if the right opportunity came before me, I would totally look into it for sure. Absolutely.
There's Ethan, actually, right there, front and center with the red hair. That's Ethan. Yeah. I'm sure you've seen him
yeah.
And there's our friend, Alex Sharp.
My best friend.
You love her. And so do I.
I do. Yeah.
She's coming on Sunday. You guys have really formed a cool friendship, you and Alex, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She really, I mean, I've known her since I was a boy. Like I was 18 years old, like whenever we first met, and I've grown up with her. she'd kill me if I called her a mother figure, because she's not that, but in some ways she is. Like she really looked out for me a lot when I was over in Ireland, and like I said, I've grown up with her as a support my whole entire life, and I absolutely adore her, and she's one of my forever people. You know, we talked about those few friends. You may have a bunch of acquaintances, but there's just those few, and she is one of those for me. Like she's there to the end. We've helped each other through a lot.
Her voice is also, you know, incredible.
Angelic. And she's
angelic.
The most almost annoyingly modest. Like she is so talented, but she'll be like, "Oh no, I'm just an old lady now." But she truly, and the thing is, she's so respected by her peers, like respected by her peers, and she'd never let you know it. Like she'll always just play herself down, but she's a legend in Ireland, in the world of theater. You know, a lot of American audiences will know her from Celtic Woman, but she is such a well-respected musical theater artist. She's one of a kind. She's so talented.
Any plans to do more collaborations with her?
Yeah, I mean, nothing on the books right now. We did our tracks on that Christmas album, which was really special. We got to put that onto pressed, but yeah, I mean, it just depends. It's always dependent on the project. Of course, if the right thing came along, she'd be the first person I thought of if it was fitting, you know? Yeah. And I actually, on my EP, I don't think we've talked about this yet, but I have a duet with Lynn Hillary as well, which is, she is one of my favorite voices on this planet.
We worked together on a project with our mutual friend, Tim Janis, who
I remember her
for years. That. Celtic Heart. And Mairead was there, and the Harp Twins, and Eamon McEwen, the brilliant Irish flautist, and just really assembled a wonderful, we shot it up in Maine, actually, up in beautiful York, Maine. And then there were other shots done in Ireland, and it was really terrific. And Lynn is another, she was a guest a couple of months back. They're just, you know, real people, you know, they're just great talent, but they don't flaunt it. And that's, isn't that refreshing? That's refreshing.
It really is.
You know?
Yeah. And Lynn's voice, you know, just like Alex, it's just one of them. There's just this pure sound that, you know, I was a fan of Lynn's from back in Riverdance days. And when she did work with Anuna, and when she joined Celtic Woman, I was like, good job, David. That was a great pick. She is just, her voice, it does something to me. And when she joined me on my EP to sing, it's a Sarah Bareilles song from her musical Waitress called You Matter to Me. It just felt like the right fit. So I'm a lucky boy.
You ever hear Julie Andrews sing It Came Upon a Midnight Clear?
Yes. Yes.
That's one of those songs, the way she does it with just the depth and the warmth and the clarity. And there's a video on YouTube from, I think she used to have a TV series on CBS, or I think it was done in England, and then they aired it here, the Julie Andrews special, and the Julie Andrews show. And she does this incredible version of that song. And you hear the trumpets going, and it's in the studio, but they make it look like it's a snowy scene with haze and fog.
I think I've seen that.
She comes out of like this fog, and she's wrapped in this beautiful, I can't even describe what it is, scarf-like thing. And then she's like an angel. I mean, she actually looks like an angel coming out of a cloud. And the way she does that song with the snow and the haze and I'm like, oh my God.
Isn't that such a tragedy about her voice? Like, I mean, truly, it's one of the most treasured sounds that I think we'll ever be able to hear in our lifetime. And what a tragedy. And she handles it as of course she would, with such grace, because I think I'd just be beside myself, you know?
Well,
even having just that little brush, that little brush of my injury.
Yeah, right.
It's because it's your identity, and you know, thankfully she's found a passion in writing now, and I think she's of an age now where I from what I've seen in her interviews and things, she's come to terms with the amazing career that she has been able to have, and she's just a treasure. And actually, one of my favorite tracks by her is, have you heard her sing "Whistling in the Dark"?
Oh yes, yeah.
That video gives me chills every time.
And her husband, a prolific producer, Blake Edwards, her late husband, he was instrumental in so many different projects with Julie. a treasure as well. Yes, so many. Shirley Bassey too in England. I don't know if you've heard Shirley Bassey's voice. Yeah. She's another one that's just a powerhouse. Really,
you'd know it right away.
Yeah,
Shirley.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got some really cool things coming up. And when do you sail off into the high seas, my friend?
So I head out to rehearsal on Monday morning. We're gonna do some rehearsal on the ship and get the cast ready and make sure everything's up to snuff with protocols and things like that.
So do you go out to LA? Is that where the ship is?
No, I'll be heading to Orlando.
Oh, so Orlando. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, be in Orlando. And then I think we start taking our first passengers around the end of August, which is exciting. I'm just, the world is spinning slowly, but it's spinning again. And I think it's gonna start picking up the pace. And I'm just so thankful to be one of the first entertainers that's able to get back to work. It's a real treat for me, and I definitely don't take it for granted.
No, it's really something special when you think about it, because the world came to a complete stop. What did you learn about yourself during this time of pause? And I keep saying that I hope we rise from the ashes more empathetic, more compassionate, less divisive, and more inclusive. There's been a lot of teachable moments. What are a few things Brett learned about Brett during this down, quiet time where there was time to reflect? And a lot of people are changing their careers. They're quitting their jobs because it doesn't serve them. They are appreciating these simple pleasures. They baked a lot of bread, cleaned a lot of closets. What are some things that you learned about yourself during it all, Brett?
I think I've gotten this new sense of being okay with having to deal with patience. That's never been something I've been good at. I like to go. I like to keep myself busy. I like to have projects. I don't do well with idle time. I've learned to sit with myself easier. I kind of got into meditation a bit with some apps, and it's really given me this sense of calm. And just through my vocal injury, I had to kind of learn how to be still and learn how to just relax and release. And it's done me a world of good. Anybody who's like even slightly curious about meditation, I highly suggest it. These apps make it very accessible and not too overwhelming or too left field. It feels approachable. And meditation's been a great thing for me. I think I've also really developed a stronger sense of gratitude. Not that I didn't have it before. I'm always thankful for the things I've been given and the opportunities that I've been given, but just the fact that I was able as a performer to have survived this pandemic, my quality of life never changed. I was financially comfortable, whereas that wasn't the case for many, many, many people that I know. Like you said, people have had to have career changes, and people never got to take their final bows on their stages, and probably never will go back to those stages. And that for a performer is just, it's kind of like not closing a book, and that leaves you feeling incomplete in a big way. So I'm just very grateful that I was able to navigate this terrible situation we've all found ourselves in and survive it and be back to work as of Monday. So very grateful boy.
Absolutely right. Yeah. Gratitude is a big thing, and it's very important. Gratitude and empathy. We need that. The world needs that, and we need to all express it and share it with the world. Somebody that's sort of my sidekick, if you've seen the past episodes, is with us, and he just wants to say he enjoyed his time with you as well, and he wishes you nothing but the best. George Burns is in the house.
Oh, George Burns. Nice to meet you, George.
Yeah, there he is with his cigar and his red hanky. He's always dapper. He's always so dapper.
Oh, I love it.
He's always my...
He's dressed up for the occasion.
He is, I tell you, he really just... he's sort of my Ed McMahon to Johnny Carson type thing.
I love it.
It always puts a smile on everybody's face when all of a sudden I whip out the George Burns.
Right.
That was passed down to me like a family heirloom. That was my aunt's. She collected dolls, and when she had passed, my cousin Barbara gave it to me, and it's like a collectible. I guess it came out when he was 100, his 100th birthday. They had a commemorative collectible George Burns doll, and she says, "Hey, Jim or Jimmy, I'm there like the fifth James, and they use Jim, so my cousin knows me as Jimmy. But she goes, Jimmy, would you like this George Burns doll?" I say, "George Burns doll? That's kind of cool, yeah." And then the show developed, and I'm like, why don't I bring George on? And I did it once for a nostalgic. We were talking about childhood stuff and toys. And I said, you know what? I'll bring out this George Burns doll. And then from there, like Lovity, the rest
Now
is
he's got a place in the cast.
they look. Yeah. We've got a Gilligan over there that came from Dream of Denver, who's Bob Denver's wife. Bob Denver played Gilligan on Gilligan's Island. A lot of cool stuff that has been coming in here.
Nice.
Just want to show you some of these incredible things that we've got going on as far as comments. Thank you, Brett. All the best, safe travels from Denise.
Thank you, Denise.
Juanita in South Africa. This was a wonderful conversation. Thanks, Brett, for spending time with us and sharing your beautiful music. New fan here. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Have fun tonight when you head out tonight. And thank you, Brett. Your talent is wonderful. I hope you'll have success in all parts of your life. Your talent is special. That's from Joan.
Thank you, Joan.
Jane in Sweden has stopped crying and says, have a great, safe, and fun travel, Brett, and good luck in the future with your music. And everybody will be following along. Thank you, Brett. It's been a pleasure meeting you. From Merlin, Sherry Larson. Thank you, Brett. Absolutely love your voice. And Wozniak in Jacksonville, Florida. She loves all the Irish artists. Matter of fact, she loves.
Oh, is that Emmett right there?
She's with Emmett, yes.
Yeah.
The hell, right. And she told me about the Byrne brothers. I don't know if they're actually based out of Orlando. The young guys, they came over from Ireland. They did all kinds of, they're singers, they're musicians. They're like, I don't know what, 8 and 10 and 16 or something. The 3 brothers with the father and the mother, they moved from Ireland to Orlando. And they're fantastic. And they came on the show and they used to do performances on the streets of Dublin, right out there,
busking
street performers. And so Anne says, thank you, Brett, for a wonderful evening. Stay safe. And Kathleen, enjoy the conversation very much. Brett is terrific. Of course, Jim is too. Why, thank you very much, Kathleen. Love you back. I know you got to scoot off because you got to get ready for the other event tonight. Joan says, thank you, Brett. Your talent is wonderful. Hope you will have success in all parts of your life. Talent special, and have fun tonight. Cool stuff, my friend. This was great. I hope you enjoyed the time.
I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you, and the show
Absolutely.
Met whatever expectations you may have had as well.
It's nice to connect with some new people as well. So thank you for the opportunity. This was great.
Yeah. I think it was really terrific for the audience to learn a little bit more about you as well, and to just have some good Irish crack.
Yeah.
The first time I said that on this show, I don't know if it was Brian Dunphy or my friend Darren, our friend Darren Holden, I'm sure, from the High Kings. Yeah. They were talking about crack, and and the audience was saying, a lot of crack on the show tonight. And I said, I might have to explain that to the audience on this side of the big pond.
Doesn't always translate the right.
Because we could end up in the papers saying that Jim Masters and so had a lot of crack on the show. Huh?
Different
Suddenly,
spelling.
With something like that, your career could either go whoosh, or whoosh, depending on how they CRAIC. I see. a good time. But I do hope the show met whatever expectations you had, my friend, and it was really a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation. This was great, and I'll look forward to keeping in touch, and we'll see. Maybe down the road we can hop back on here and talk about some other exciting projects that come up.
Absolutely. And I hope whether you're on the East Coast or I'm in Vegas or on a TV shoot in LA, something takes me there. I was in Vegas about 2 years ago, actually, on a TV shoot. I'll ring you up and let you know. We can break bread,
Absolutely.
Which would be awesome. And this is really cool. Spread the word about the show. We would love that.
Sure. I'll try to tune in on Sunday with Alex. And
Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. She'll be on. We're doing it earlier because
the time difference.
7 for 7 for her in Ireland. So we try to do it.
Yeah.
Very first time we were doing it, we did it with Ryan Kelly, and we did it at 7 our time Eastern, but it was like midnight for him.
Yeah.
But he opened up a bottle, and the dog came on his lap. He grabbed the guitar, and it was one of those epic freestyle nights.
Yeah, great.
So it was a lot of fun. My friend, we toast you.
Sláinte.
Best to you. Good health and joy.
Absolutely. It
Have
was
a
nice to
ball
meet
tonight.
everyone, and thank you again for having me.
My pleasure, Brett. And website, is there a website people can go to
Yeah.
check out more?
Yeah, I'm on all social media. I'm just at my name, Brett Pruneau, at Brett Pruneau on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't really use Twitter these days, but my website is brettpruneaumusic.com.
brettpruneaumusic.com, and you see the spelling right there and the graphics on the screen, and cool stuff. And then the music's available again on all the platforms: Amazon,
Yes.
Spotify, iTunes, everywhere else. Cool.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right, good stuff, my
Great.
friend. And cheers from Merlin in Ontario, Canada. You be well, my friend. Thanks for all the
Same
time.
to you.
Would you believe
Alrighty.
we chatted for almost 2 hours?
That flew by. That's a
That's
sign
what
of a
everybody.
good time.
That's what everybody says. It just zips by in a New York minute. You
Yeah.
take care and be well,
Thanks.
and let's
Same
stay
to
in
you.
touch, okay?
Absolutely.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Brett Pruneau right here on the Jim Master Show live. Cool conversation. Lots of great music, too. If you missed anything, gang, all you need to do is just go back in the archive and sort of rewind a little bit, and you can hear all the music and the great crack and the great conversation as well. Thanks for all the comments, too. You guys are always on fire with the comments during the course of the show, which we love. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That helps us out big time. We're growing our channel, and it also helps us to deliver the great content we do. So if you haven't subscribed yet, we would love it. Give this video a thumbs up on the YouTube channel, and drop a comment on the YouTube channel as well underneath, because YouTube looks at all that, and it helps our show. So, and again, anybody that did super chat during the comments, we thank you as well. I know that's a new thing that YouTube's doing, that we've been offering during our live chat, because sometimes, some shows, they don't show viewer comments. They don't do live chat. They don't do any of that. I try to bring you guys in as much as possible. And then the super chat that you see goes the extra mile, and it also helps the show as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Some great music, some great conversation on JMS Live. Tomorrow, that continues in spades. We're going to be having even more, as we have a renowned musician, guitarist, and also music journalist, Paul Zolo, is going to be here tomorrow live on the Jim Master Show Live. That's Friday. And then as we were talking about, Brett and I, the wonderful Alex Sharp, yes, Irish soprano, as well as actress and former member of Celtic Woman herself. She's going to be with us on Sunday live at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. GMT, Greenwich Mean Time, Ireland, Scotland, England, places like that. And that's going to be cool. I did mention that Ethan Slater is coming on the show. SpongeBob SquarePants, he's coming on the show on July 11th. That is on July 11th, just a couple weeks from now, the weekend right after 4th of July. Can't wait till 4th of July. We're going to be taking some vacation. I might take you guys on the road with us as well. 4th of July. So he's going to be here. I mentioned David Osmond from the Osmond family. Yes, the famous Osmond family. He's coming on the show as well. They love the show. He loves our show. His team loves our show. They watch the show. They said, we want to have David come on the show, and David wants to come on the Jim Master Show Live. And I said, fantastic. That would be great. So he's coming on the show, and I think that's awesome. And I'll have the date for you real soon. It's going to be just in a couple of weeks. He's going to be here in just a couple of weeks. He is the nephew of Donnie and Marie Osmond, and he's a prolific performer himself, an incredible singer, and he's really, really talented. Christine Clifton says, thanks, Jim, for a great show. Brett was fun and talented. Till next time, good night and lovely hugs to you, Christine, and say hi to your mom as well. I got a big box that arrived from Marty Thompson. Yes, our lovely viewer, as well as he was a guest on our show. And I'm excited because we haven't opened it yet. I may open it either tomorrow, or we might do something on Saturday. So I said there's a pop-up show that's coming towards the end of the week. So if you don't see a pop-up show Friday, there might be a pop-up show Saturday. Just hint, 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 because it's supposed to be a surprise. You're not supposed to know. but I'll open it then because it's this big priority mailbox. And he said there's something in it that will blend in with the rest of the set, with the other cast of characters we have. The Genie, I Dream of Genie's here. We've got Jimmy the Clown. We've got Silver, the Silver Lab I got from Switzerland. We've got Casper. Matter of fact, they're all right down there. You can see Silver, and you can see actually the Genie bottle, and then Jimmy the Clown and the rest are there. And Gilligan is right. See my thumb? Gilligan is right there. I wish we had room to just have them all around here, but there's not enough room, just enough for the George Burns who's here. And then Lin, hey, the big, huge panda, Lin. We try to put smiles on people's faces. Got to have a good time, right? So Lin is right on the other side of our camera and our lighting, right over there. We're going to have a show where we bring Lin, that monster panda, back out, because I know you guys have been asking about Lin. Denise says, good night. Lovely family. You too, Denise. Thanks for being with us. Jane, good night, and all lovelies. Our King Jim. Thank you. Thank you, Queen Jane in Sweden. Kathleen Walker, have a great night. Jim, see you tomorrow or see you soon. Depends on the Mets schedule. Hopefully see you soon in person. Let's plan something, Kathleen. Hope you're feeling better too. I know you were down for the count about a week ago. And good night, all, she says, and see you all tomorrow. We will be here. Paul Zolo's here. It's going to be fantastic. Love it. Cool stuff. Again, as always, all the episodes of the Jim Master Show Live, all of the episodes of the Jim Master Show Live are available 24/7 on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. That's right. This episode and all the rest are there for you to enjoy. Have a blast. Binge watch. A lot of good shows. So many guests, so much conversation, and more to come. Don't forget to smile, gang. We always say that. It's important. You can be the most stoic person on earth, but if you smile, it's very liberating. Don't forget to share the levity. Don't forget to find your Zen place. Mine, of course, loving family and friends. I'm also a cyclist. I love cycling, tennis. I'm a swimmer. I love swimming, boogie boarding, sailing, all of it, surfing, walking the ocean. We were near the ocean today. We're going to be near it tomorrow and over the weekend too. And we're only a couple blocks from it, actually. And so the ocean is a Zen place for me. As well, my work in television, radio, film, and stage, on camera, on air, behind the scenes, and so much more. Good stuff. Love it all. All right, gang, it's good to have you with us. Those of you who watch, some of you are with us every single night. Others in and out based on life and schedules, and we understand that. You could always, if you miss anything, you can see every episode again on our YouTube channel. And thanks for all the levity. Kathy Short, trooper, she's been here months and months. Kathy and Kathleen and all, Christine, everybody. Juanita is here, as well. You've got a lot of willpower, Jim. I would have peeked in the box already. Hi, Lin. I know. The box is like when we were out at the coast, we were on a run earlier, and I think I posted a picture on social media earlier today before this show, and we were out running. It was such a stunning day. I mean, right now I'm looking here and it's 63 degrees and clear skies. I'm going to go outside. Last night, I don't know if you guys, if it was good weather where you are, but last night was stunning here on the coast. It was beautiful. There was a crispness in the air, not a Christmas, but a crispness. And the stars were there was a full moon. You could see all the stars. We were out on our deck and I was out at like 2 a.m. I woke up out of a sound sleep, and I just went out on the deck too, just to breathe in it was a little bit cooler air too. So fresh, cool air, coastal breezes, and the stars. I've always loved, astronomy. I love planetariums. One of my friends works at the American Museum of Natural History in New York City, and we get to go. Now they've reopened, or they're reopening, and also the Hayden Planetarium. And boy, I love planetariums. Sometimes, when you're in a city or when you're outside, just look up and look. We always look down. We always have our heads down when we're walking and moving about our lives. Just look up. Look at the tops of buildings, the spires and the structures, and look up. I tend to always be in the car. I can't tell you, whenever we're on the Massachusetts Turnpike, I-90, and we're coming from family in the Boston area or other parts of New England, I tend to always be the one in the car that sees the shooting star, that sees the quickly across. And I always see it when we're on the Massachusetts Turnpike, which is amazing. And the other people in the car, they were looking away, or they were reading a book, or they nodded off in the car and they didn't see it. I'm like, did you see? Did you? They're like, no, what did we miss? And I'm like, you didn't see that right in front of us? Sometimes you're the only one in the room. Kind of like that Death Valley story where I was the only one driving alone through Death Valley, and how life-changing that was. You guys are the best. And Super Chat. Yeah, I know you guys like the Super Chat. And I think Super Chat's usually at the top of the screen, in comments. I think Super Chat, super emojis. But thanks, Kathleen. Jane, every night it's called Addiction to Your Shows. And thank you. We love having you here, Jane. We love all that. You're very active in our Facebook group, JMS Live Levity Hall. You're always commenting during the live shows. You comment on our YouTube page as well. You've sent some very nice messages, which I appreciate. And I thank you. Joe Megan B. Yeah, wasn't that moon last night amazing? Yeah, it was very apropos to play Moonlight Sonata. It was really, really, really beautiful. Your cat walked on your phone. Your cat walked on the phone. Oh no. Jane smiles. Good night, everyone, from Mary Bishop in Pine Island, Florida. Love that mug, Mary, the one you sent. And keep those great ideas. I know you've sent some ideas for guests. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Thanks for all the great comments. You guys are the best. And we love having you here. We have epic shows almost every day on the Jim Masters Show Live. We're going to take a little vacation in the summertime. It is now officially summer. Going on some road trips, some vacations, family, friends, some folks we haven't had a chance to see during the last 14 months of this crazy pandemic. And I'll probably take you guys along with us. Maybe we'll do some on-location stuff. We're headed to New Hampshire over the course of the 4th of July weekend, which is a week from this weekend. Can't wait. And we'll be away, but we'll take you on location. We'll do some pop-up shows as well, and cool stuff. All right, gang, if you missed anything, some great shows we've had and continue to have here on the Jim Masters Show Live. One more time, we thank our great friend Brett PRUNEAU for joining us here on the show, my buddy, and it was cool chatting with him tonight. We'll have him back, and hopefully you'll be back as well. Tomorrow, Paul Zolo is here. It's going to be a great night of music. He's going to perform live, and we'll have a good time. Till then, for everybody here, your friend Jim Masters here, thanking you for your time this time. Till next time, back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, live on the Jim Masters Show Live. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for all the levity. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good night. Take care and be well. Good night.